It's raining. Hello, welcome to another edition of Euro Wars. You can find me also on Twitter at the Real Euro Wars. Now, way before I even created this channel, I've wanted to do a video on one Tony Blair. Do we remember Tony? I'm sure we do. He became our Prime Minister in 1997, and I remember his slogan was education, education, education. I was 16 at the time, and I was leaving school. I was quite unwell actually when I was younger. When I was 14 I was very unwell, missed a lot of schooling, and yeah, I didn't know really what to make of him at first, but he won me over in the end. And I thought this could be quite a positive thing for the country, you know. So, I backed him. Nightmare with the umbrella. Now I backed Blair, and I remember him saying, "I could be the first British Prime Minister in history never to take our country to war ever." And I think if you actually look at things, he took us to war more than any other Prime Minister in the history of British Prime Ministers. Incredible. I remember Sierra Leone, I'm sure it was somewhere in Africa. He sent the SAS in. And then it was Bosnia. I remember him going over there, and people were calling their kids after him. I've named my baby Tony. All in out of respect for big Tony Blair, the hero. Now, Tony Blair, who also took us to war in Iraq and Afghanistan. You are a criminal, mate. And how dare you come back and insult every Brexit voter out there. You majorly insulted me. Oh, once the British people realise what sort of deal we're going to get, they'll change their mind. Tony, our minds are made up, mate. And in a recent poll, 68% of the country now want Brexit and a hard Brexit. Out of that crappy single market that you love so much and has made you so much money. Since leaving Downing Street, Tony went to the Middle East. He was a Middle Eastern peace envoy. A very unsuccessful one, apparently. But, you know, in Tony's spare time, he manages to get the odd speech in here and there. And I've heard him and his wife charge outrageous amounts of money just for that idiot to be heard. He's made millions and millions of pounds out of his business deals since leaving Downing Street. And what has pissed me off the most was his Open Britain speech on February the 17th. I literally just watched it again, a little bit of it before I came out, and I had to switch it off after 5 minutes. It wound me up so much. He is so patronising. It is unbelievable. Who the fuck do you think you are, Tony Blair? Coming back? You're a war criminal, mate. You started a war in Iraq that, guess what? 14 years later, it's still fucking going. You idiot. Okay, it would have happened anyway. But didn't George Bush say to you, "Hey, Tony, man, you can sit this one out"? But oh no, you had to carry on and kiss his ass, didn't you? And send our fucking boys in to be fucking butchered. And look what's happening. Did we do any good there? Have we done any good? I don't think so, mate. We need to leave these Arab countries alone, especially when they got a secular government like Saddam and Gaddafi. You know, Sunnis and the Shias, they live in, well, might not be loads of peace, but they do live in peace together. You take that away and it's just mayhem. Unforgivable crimes, Tony Blair. Unforgivable. And you want to make a comeback to British politics? Exactly which party do you think you're going to, walk into? Labour, obviously. It's going to be Labour, because we all know that Corbyn's manifesto's been leaked already. And I like a couple of Corbyn's ideas. I like the nationalisation of the rail. That's a good idea. I like his £10 minimum wage an hour. That's a good idea. I like some of Jeremy Corbyn's ideas, but I don't like him. And I don't trust him with with the economy. And I certainly don't trust Mr. Corbyn with my security and my family's security and the whole of Britain's security by removing our nuclear deterrent. Oh yes, we will remove the nukes and just, we just have the submarines going around the island. So, the Chinese or Russians decide to take us out, we'll scare them with a Trident sub with no nuke. Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it, mate? I think that basically sums up how far left, how radical the Labour Party have gone, really. And Diane Abbott, get me a bucket. She's absolutely pathetic. You want her as your Home Office Minister? Oh my God. Never going to happen. In a million years. Be a landslide for the Tories next month. Landslide. So, better get back to the point, really, of Tony Blair. An Open Britain. Please check it out. It's on YouTube. I mean, the man is a patronising prat, quite frankly. He's insulted me, and I know he's insulted some of my friends who also voted for Brexit. So, message to Tony Blair, you are not welcome back in British politics, mate. Not after what you've done. You changed the world forever with George Bush. You did. Your war on terror. Look what's happened. Look what's happening, Tony. You like open borders, don't you? You love it. All let them all in. No control. Oh my God, leaving the EU, leaving the single market is Tony Blair's worst nightmare. I think he had a nightmare. Woke up, Sherry, I must stop Brexit. I must. If I had it my way, Mr. Blair, you would be in The Hague in front of a court and all your crimes would be listed. You went into Iraq supposedly for WMDs, which were never found. It's absolute bollocks. And you should be punished for that. I don't give a shit that you're British Prime Minister. I'd applaud it. I'd like to know how much Tony Blair charges at these after dinner party events just to speak. Apparently it's shitloads. Now, who the hell wants to hear him go on anyway? The BLAIR Years. I watched the documentary. Interesting, but starts off really good. Lots of positive stuff, getting the economy going. And then the wars start. Don't they, Tony? Huh? I'm looking at you now, mate. Jeremy Corbyn will be defeated, and my prediction is that Tony Blair is going to make a move for the Labour Party, and he's going to try and rebuild and come back somehow. But he will never gain the confidence of the British public ever again, and especially the way he's insulting everyone as well. And like this new poll suggests, I can't remember where I seen it. It's on Twitter somewhere. 68% now of the British population are in favour of Brexit. Not 52 anymore, it's 68. So you've got a lot of people's minds to change, Tony. Not going to happen, mate. Just admit it. So, this is another edition of Euro Wars. A big fuck you to Tony Blair.